Welcome back, everyone, to another installment on my channel. I did a funny thing before I started recording, a very funny thing. Today is YouTube Club Day. You see, on my Discord server known as The Loaf, which is a very funny inside joke that I might or might not talk about later in this installment. But on The Loaf, I had said that I was going to be a little late for the YouTube club because I'm kind of the host. And the YouTube club is kind of fun because we just kind of like share each other's videos to each other, but we watch it at the same time. So when we work on a project and we are uploading it for all of us to see, we're kind of all watching it at the same time. And I left a message saying, "Hey guys, I'm going to be a little late. I'm recording a last minute video, but I'll only be a little late." You see, YouTube Club starts at 7 p.m. It is currently 6:58 p.m. I'm not going to be a little late. I'm going to be very late. You see, I did this fun little thing called procrastinate. I procrastinated. What I did was I left a message. I said, "Okay, guys, I gotta go record something real fast. I'll be on in just a minute." And then I proceed by going on TikTok instead, and I started mindlessly scrolling through the videos. I was just, here's what I try to do. I try to do something like watch videos, or I try to go clean something until I could think of something that I want to talk about. A lot of times, what I'll do is I'll think of like a subject or like an idea, and I'll go, okay, I'll just start talking about that for a little while, and then my autistic brain will kick in, and I'll start talking about Batman. It's how I work. It's how it happens, and it's usually how I do the last few of these episodes, honestly. I'll just come up with something and then I'll just rabbit trail completely off topic before trying to struggle for the life of me to get back on subject. But as I'm scrolling through TikTok trying to think of what I'm going to talk about, I then I look up and I go, "Uh-oh." uh okay, so I'm not going to be a little late. I'm going to be very late to the club. Just start without me. I'll be there soon. Just start without me. But the reason I might as well talk about it, it's I'm not proud of this joke, okay? I'm not proud of this joke. But I did make it, and it's the reason why the loaf is named the way that it is. Um Back in 2021, there was a stream that a few of my friends did with me. And we were talking about, the OF. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it. I feel kind of bashful saying it. Like as if I'm like saying a forbidden spell, like some kind of forbidden lore, and I'm all kicking my feet, giggling to myself. OF, And a few of the people who were in the stream with me had accounts and they made content. And I asked, what do you do? Like, how do you make money? And they expressed, "Oh, well, people give money to make recommendations of what they want to see happen. And as the content creator on that site, you can choose which donations you accept to take on those, tasks, those little side quests, those little side quests. You're on a main mission here, but you'll take $5 to go on a side quest." And I go, "Oh, how much can you spend?" And like, "Oh, it's any range of money." So I was like, "Okay, so let's say, let's just say that you donate some money, and you're like, 'Do you have any bread? I want you to put all the bread in you, all of the bread, all of it in you," and of course they're going to deny it, right? But you keep increasing the increments. You keep going up. You don't stop at like $50. You keep going. until eventually you find the appropriate price. There's bound to be a price where they'd be like, I'll do it for 500. Like, you know, you know what I mean? But then, you go back and you keep terrorizing them, and you always start with like, so do you have any bread? I got that $500. It worked last time. It's gonna work again. They might want a little more, but you gotta narrow in on that to go to price. You just go back every day, constantly asking, do you have any bread? So that was the joke, right? That was the bit. Everyone had a good time. Everyone laughed. Even the people who had OF accounts laughed at it. They thought that was a funny idea. Of course, no one was taking it seriously. No one cared. But the viewers did. And so every stream, when I started up with these other streamers, my chat would get flooded with, so DrapPep got any bread? And it just became like an inside joke to all of us. Like, someone would go, got any bread? And we'd all get a good laugh because we all knew what that was. And it got to the point where people were like, hey, DrapPep, when you start making merch, can you make bread merch? I was like, bread merch? It's like, yeah, like bread t-shirts. It's like, I could probably do something like that. And then people were like, hey, man, what's your favorite bread? And before I knew it, it wasn't just a joke anymore. It became like my whole thing. Everyone knew about the bread. And so I started like getting more into bread, like trying different bread, trying like I made like so many videos of, hey, you got any bread? And I'd start eating bread because of it. Because people were asking, you got to make videos of you eating bread now. Because everyone now knows you as Got Any Bread. You got to make the Got Any Bread videos to continue the joke and keep shoveling food in your face while doing it. And like, honestly, shoveling food in my face is kind of like my whole reason of living. So that worked for me. But that's why I started doing it. I started making those videos of Got Any Bread. I started shoveling bread in my mouth. And so when I came up with the loaf name, it was so fitting. Of course it was fitting. And I made the icon a loaf of bread. And then we have like emojis on the Discord server where it's just bread emojis. Like, oh my God, I loved the loaf. And so once a week, we do YouTube Club, where all of the content creators come together and we all watch each other's videos. And it's a really cool time. I really have fun. And it just so happened that today, while I was mindlessly scrolling through TikTok, that I completely forgot that I was supposed to record this episode. And I was like, oh shoot, what was I... Do I have a subject? Do I have anything to talk about for this installment? And I was like, oh wait, I could talk about how I procrastinated recording the episode. That's something I can do. Yeah, let's take the thing that I just messed up and talk about that for 10 minutes. And then explain your filthy joke about why the Discord server is named The Loaf. I want to point out, the personality I had back in 2021, that was the old me, alright? I know it's like, DrapPep, it's 2025. Yeah, well, it's almost 2026, okay? That was 5 years ago. I've cleaned up my act since then a little tiny bit. I'm not... I don't make crass jokes like that on the internet, even though I literally just retold the same joke from 4 years ago. But like, it's educational this time. I'm not telling the joke to be funny, even though I laughed at it very hard. I'm I'm simply explaining the past of my present, all right? That's all I'm doing. It's not the same thing. You can't judge me on my past self when I'm giggling like an idiot, all right? You can't do that. All right. We're good? Stop judging me. That was the past. That was my old me. Now I giggle at other things. Mostly the same things, but I don't stream them anymore. Except I do, just not often. Anyways, now that I've successfully dug a hole deep enough to bury myself in, I think this is a great place for me to put the shovel down and call it an end of the video. Thank you for listening.